We are now finally in to picking bands for our first round. Bret and the rest versus Project League.
I am excited because new players, new teams mean new bands. I don't think we've seen a Zeri band in a while. She was on that list of 200 years BS that had to be taken away for a while. So good to see her back to regular play, but taken out here by Project League. Lilia, the follow-up. That's really interesting. That's another champion that I wouldn't expect to see. Yasuo, okay. So we're going really hard on these target bands so far, and I'm loving it.
I am almost done making sure all the matches start. So it's
okay. This is another really interesting one. The Kale. I happen to know this is a target ban on Billy Harold up in the top lane for Project League. I've known Billy, since I was like 12, 13 years old. So been a really long time. He does like the Kale, plays it very well. Varus is taken away by Project League. Again, with his recent buffs, the on-hit build is probably going to be a little bit too scary. Kaisa also taken away, another great marksman, but the Caitlyn locked in for Project League. I like that. I think Caitlyn is really undervalued. She doesn't have, the dash or really build on attack speed and make the flashy plays, but she deals so much damage from so far away that I think that she's undervalued in terms of pick and ban. And admin, your girl is picked right there.
I love to see it. Oh, goodness.
I like Senna.
I am a fan of Senna.
And the Jhin.
That is an interesting play.
I really do like that. That's a long range double CC bot lane with sustain. That's insane. I like that. Lot of AD on the map right now. We get Akshan and Aatrox locked in here. So we have 2 out of the 3 parts of the top side for Project League, the duo lane for Bret and the rest. And I'm going to guess that Brand is going into the jungle. When they brought in the Faded Ashes and their ability to deal that damage over time, the AP junglers really rose in popularity.
Yeah, I can see that. He does have his clear can be pretty decent once he starts a couple levels. It's just that early clear would be a little bit rough. Mm-hmm. We did make a slight change where the players don't have to be in their specific lane order in champ select here, so things can be moved around, and that's part of the a strategy that they can employ. And then we will see what happens as we go in.
That's right. And thank you for bringing that up, admin. I had completely forgotten that we did that. So I'm looking at these top and bottom and all of that in the pick order. So I appreciate you doing that. This will give us a lot more theory crafting when we don't see everything switch. We're going to have a lot more, I wonder if kind of conversations. And I also really like the Nocturne ban. We talked about this also. We played a Jeopardy game with the members of Team Unknown and the Poro Snacks. They were talking, or we did just questions about League in general, and Nocturne's ultimate is the longest CC duration as a first level spell.
It gives you the longest, the biggest CC score, I think was the official.
I don't remember how the thing was. Yeah, the question was phrased really specifically, and it took us a really silly amount of time to figure it out, because you don't think of blindness as a CC. But we'll get back to our draft here. Melio locked in, Evelyn locked in over there on the side of Project League. I do like the Evelyn. It's a source of magic damage, but that's also a Billy Harold special. He loves this champion, plays her really, really well, and there we go. There's the switch. And every time I've seen Melio in the PLC, he has seemed exceptionally strong. The ability to cleanse and the amount of healing he gives is really kind of silly in my eyes.
Yeah. All right. So there are our picks. What are we going to see? I do like, we do have the Senna and Jhin we already talked about. We got a long range bot lane. Mm-hmm. I think going on. Looks like we got the Udyr jungle and with the Tom Kench top lane. So Brand will be going mid.
Okay.
And Yeah, I think that's a solid comp. It's a little bit of squishy in the bot lane going against our Caitlyn and Emilio. Emilio can keep you very healthy. I
Mm-hmm.
had a chance to like really take some time to learn how Emilio plays, and the healing and shielding that can come out of that small child is incredible.
Yeah, and it is crazy. I remember, man, I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been an LCS game, but four members of one team jumped on a carry, and Melio kept that carry alive with like
Yeah.
the two spells. It's crazy the amount of shielding and healing, especially when you get your big items and you increase that stat with your runes and such. So very, very strong. I'm excited to see it because Melio is also one of those champions we don't see a lot. And I don't think I have a good answer as to why.
Just because there are a bunch of pretty decent options that are played, and Emilio is a little bit more tricky. His CC pushes back a little bit more, and his healing, while it can be pretty strong, there's a lot more burst healing that can be had from other people, and so there's a very niche pick where his CC and healing isn't quite in really quite in the right spot for certain for a lot of the strong compositions we're seeing right now.
Okay, and that's fair. I can appreciate that. And
It's pretty specific.
one of the things that I was thinking about was we brought up the range on Bret and the rest, but we also have to talk about Caitlyn's range in the bottom lane. So we're not going to see a lot of fist fights down there, but until junglers show up, because they are both melee. But that is one thing to understand, is those poor minion waves are never going to get a chance to auto attack a single champion. It's going to be silly. Up in the top lane, though, I'm really interested in that matchup. Aatrox has been the de facto blind pick when tanks are powerful for a very long time. His passive giving him healing and bonus health or HP percent damage, I'm pretty sure it is. And the fact that he gets the movement speed from his ultimate, he has the Umbral Dash, all these escape tools, and he can farm really easily. He heals when he hits the sweet spots on his Darkened Blade, on that Q. So I'm excited to see how this one goes, because Tahm Kench is one of the most oppressive top laners that I personally have had to fight. When he just decides he wants to go and hit you and get that an acquired taste passive, it's obnoxious.
Tahm Kench is kind of Mundo 2.0. Tahm Kench gets to swim where he pleases, and there's not a whole lot you can do to stop him.
Right. And, what else is interesting is I've watched a few videos about League of Legends where they've taken Grasp of the Undying and other things like that. And Shazbot had a really interesting take on this type of idea as well. But instead of taking Grasp, where even if you stack it a lot, you're still only getting like 100 hit points in 10 minutes. So it's a small number. I don't know the ratios because I understand what the items do, but I don't know the numbers. So when you really look at other benefits, I have seen top Tahm Kench's go lethal tempo instead, because then you can stack your passive faster and you're not losing out on all that many hit points.
Yeah, it's something where I personally like Grasp of the Undying to help stack across it, but it does, like you said, does stack a little bit too slow. The other thing it does is help heal you based on your health. But once again, a lot of that early game trading, that's not going to be as impactful as was it lethal tempo? So a lot of that choice comes down to, do you want to play for the early game or the mid game? Yeah. And when you're talking about your lane, a lot of times you'll opt for that early game to get that advantage, because runes, while they are able to move the needle just a little bit, it's not quite enough to be that impactful. But we are now on to the Summoner's Rift.
Project League versus Bret and the rest. Game number 1 of our honorary anniversary stream here, everybody. Let's see some excitement for our teams on the stream right now. throw it up there as PL win or BTR win. Oh, good luck, have fun, everybody. Brizabel, always the optimist. I love it. Nothing exciting here on the level 1. We just got a couple wards dropped in that pixel brush on the bottom side. And, oh, never mind. We've got ourselves a later invade here from Bret and the rest. That ward on the chicken camp. Going to get some information for the red team as they watch for Billy Harold.
Yeah, just a nice even spread going around. Everybody's playing it safe. Round 1, especially when we have teams that we haven't seen before, everybody's just gonna make sure we're gonna get this win because we want to try to make it to finals.
Exactly.
Even though I know Project League likes to go in, or at least I know specifically Billy Harold likes to go in and try to get some invades. But yeah, just playing it safe.
Gonna get our shuffling done here in terms of positions in the map. We do see the Grasp of the Undying on Tom Kench, looking for that later game and the pure stacking of the hit points, and I can appreciate that. While up on the top side, Conqueror, the choice for Aatrox, I agree with that one as well. And just long range poking down on the bottom side. Senna trying to get those bullets and do her best to keep Caitlyn away from hitting the Jhin. They do get the first push here on the bottom side. Bret and the rest shoving underneath the turret. And there's our crowd control that we were talking about. Jhin W into Senna W, locking down the Caitlyn for about 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, and what? That's actually a really good play. So the Senna being able to lock them down into Jhin and they just get a lot of play, but we have
fights all over. Flash burned on the top side. Mr. Goody Two Shoes goes away. Rip Mental Health has to flash as well. Soundwave is on the chase. It has the Ghost running, and first blood over to Bret and the rest.
Very good play, and yep, very good way to get you started in the beginning of this tournament. That's exciting.
Is this another kill? Is this another kill? He gets with the Comet!
Yeah, King Comet, let's go. We'd love to see it. Oh, Ben the Rest is very happy to have now 2-0 lead 3 minutes into their first round.
Absolutely. What a great set of plays there. The gank on the top side really playing into Rip Mental Health's probably the ego a little bit. I'm not saying that he's egotistical necessarily, but he was winning that trade very handily. Goody Two Shoes really got beat down by the Aatrox. The damage versus the tank in the early game goes that way. And there's the root onto Taco Munchers. Bretimus throwing out the chains, does not land. And Bret and the rest still have the push here on the bottom. They're not too far ahead in terms of farm yet, but they have the pressure and the priority, absolutely.
Yeah, and let's see, how many stacks do we have on the Senna? Okay, you can't quite see it on the portrait. So just whenever we see Senna next time, I'll be able to catch on that. It's probably about 12 right now. Billy Harold really wants the Superman gank. It's very aggressive, not really in the right spot to be ganked.
But it does take a little bit of the pressure off of Mablanco to get his minions like he wants. Bretimus going forward here. Another root underneath the turret barrier flash, but it's not enough to escape the bouncy grenade. UFO-less picks up another.
Showing off the strength of the Jhin Senna, being able to put out a lot of damage.
Yeah, and the lockdown, again, is really silly. We found out, or I found out, because I somehow didn't know this, Senna's Q slows. And so you slow him down, and you get the root from Jhin, and you throw those chains, and you've got almost 4 seconds of crowd control. Soundwave finds Billy Harold. You're going to get the stun. Root from the Jhin. UFO-less sets that one up. Soundwave is on the chase. Ghost is popped. Chains are going to root up Billy Harold, but he makes it out with some help from his bot lane.
Billy Harold really wanted to get the gank, but got counter-ganked by the jungle and just forced out. We're just going to reset. Everybody go home. He is recalling right on a ward, though.
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he got stopped.
But Dragon Consolation Prize on the bottom, but look at this again. Rip Mental Health versus Goody Two Shoes. Mental Health is doing a number on this Tom Kench, and that's what we were talking about at the beginning. Aatrox into these tanks works really well.
Yeah, he's he's gonna be happy. Although that Ocean Drake is gonna feel really good for Tom Kench.
Yes, absolutely. Ooh, nice launch here. Gonna be caught into the Infernal Chains. No Umbral Dash to land that third Darkened Blade. Rip Mental Health wins the trade. He's up in CS by quite a bit. But Goody Two Shoes makes it out alive.
Yeah, Void Drubs now show up. Looks like, yep, both Junglers are just on their way there. Superman putting a lot more pressure on Blanco, especially with
he's got that ultimate. It's bouncing. It deals quite a bit of damage. The explosion does not kill him, down to about just over half. Mablanco does make it out, but that's dangerous.
Yeah, has to drink part of the refillable potion to stay in lane, and that's really what he needs to do in order to start clawing this back. Is try to stay in lane, get your experience, and get your farm.
Meanwhile, on the top side, we do see the grubs being started by Billy Harold. That's one of his favorite things to grab. Another route onto Suddenly, into the other route from Bretimus. Taco Munchers is in the front line, and they do not get a kill. Again, just the pressure that Bret and the rest have on the bottom side is huge.
They're not able to get a kill, but forcing Suddenly and Taco Munchers out of lane. Taco Munchers just opting to stay in and just farm under turret. Probably the correct play there, because you get pushed back anymore. You're already 18 CS down. Let's see how much you can get out of that wave. But we have a gank coming in on the top side.
Rip Mental Health dashes into the Abyssal Voyage, does go into the ultimate, gets caught by Goody Two Shoes. Nice Darkened Blade. He procs the Conqueror. He's almost made it out. He doesn't have flash for another few seconds, and that's a successful gank on the top side by Bret and the rest.
An objective for a kill. Billy might be feeling bad about that, but we one thing I wanted to point out is that we want to see a little bit more of wards coming out from both of these teams. These vision scores are kind of rough.
Yeah, they're low, but it's going to build up to yet another PLC classic in lots of deaths, lots of kills, lots of action. Yeah. So I'm not sad by it, but that is correct. Like I can see 3 wards on the entire map at the moment. Means there's not a lot of information wandering around on either side.
We still got Tom Kench with zero vision score, and yet he's got 2 assists. So,
hey,
we'll see how it works out.
That's the top lane island for you. I live there. I know what it's like. But where I don't live, but have been visiting recently, is the bot lane. Did you see that there are almost 3 plates taken there on the bottom side in favor of Bret and the rest?
Yeah,
that's what that pressure's been getting.
Yeah, the early game pressure from these 2 snipers. Let's see. Well, we have all 3 of the main snipers in League of Legends in the bot lane right now.
I love that. Soundwave is primed and ready. Billy Harold is coming close. He's found again in the same tri-brush. Both teams are collapsing. Soundwave is caught first. He takes a lot of damage. Harold is caught in the chain. He does ult away. A beautiful use of that escape tool. But again, Bret and the rest coming out faster and ahead on the play at first.
Yep, it's okay if you don't get kills. If you bully them out of lane, you get to double their farm. Look at that Jhin versus Caitlyn farm in the bot lane already. That's especially now as Jin's going to actually spend that gold into let's see what he got first.
Going into the collector, it looks like. Superman's in some trouble. He does flash away from the Infernal Chains. A nice roam from Rip Mental Health, but flash expended. This is another opportunity for Billy to run mid lane and try and help Mablanco.
Absolutely. Let's see. We're having where's Aatrox going? I was trying to figure out what he's doing on the map there.
I think he was taking the safe way up to top through the river. That's going to be a Mablanco death with the Arcane Comet again. Infernal Chain slowing down Goody Two Shoes. Rip Mental Health is stunned by the Tongue Lash, and I don't know that that's going to go anywhere. Suddenly is caught with the chains, dodges out the 3rd shot, but the 4th one lands. UFO-less gets his 2nd.
All four of those, I believe, all four of those shots do execute damage, and then the fourth shot from Jin, everybody knows, goes.
Taco Munchers got caught underneath the turret. You hate to see it if you're a PL fan. Goody Two Shoes is going to just waddle his way out. Beautiful purchase with those steel plates. I wanted to call them ninja tabbies for some reason.
That's okay. I forgive you.
Oh, thank you. Does everybody else forgive me?
I certainly hope so.
I hope so too.
I can't see chat right now. But that's okay.
But Bret and the rest putting on a really nice display here in their first game. Superman gonna hit Mablanco once again, landing damage after damage. Dodge out there with the boomer. Nah, not the boomerang. I want to call it a hook shot, but that's Camille's. Regardless, he makes it out. But Bret and the rest, 5,000 gold ahead, 7-0. They do have a dragon, but grubs are available and being taken by Project League once again. And that pushing tool is actually really effective later on in the game.
Yeah, that is one way that Project League will be able to get something back if you can at least push them out of lane for just a little bit, or like do some rotations when we start getting into the mid game like we are now. It is warded.
Goody Two Shoes wants to go in. He doesn't land the knockup onto Billy Harold. Rip Mental Health is going into a 1v2 here. He has his flashback up now. He does get it. Nice charm there onto Superman. Goody Two Shoes knocked up by the third. Darkened Blade. Rip Mental Health is low. Goody Two Shoes low. Superman picks up the kill there. Ultimate from Mablanco does not secure the kill onto Superman. The eat. Mr. Goody Two Shoes got Rip Mental Health and wins the fight. And Bret and the rest up 9-0.
Oh, that must not feel very good at all. That's that assist goal that helps secure that win for him.
Wow. That fight was crazy. Everything about what happened the last 2 minutes was insane. Underneath the bottom tier 1, Bretimus and UFOless are trying to get the kill onto Suddenly. He does dodge it out, gets his heals, and he makes it out alive. Taco Munchers is on the way to the lane, trying to get the Collector to match the Jin, but very far behind at this point. 13 minutes into the game, we're about to lose our turret plates as well.
And Soundwave is taking the final bit of the Void Grubs. So what was that, 4-2 or
5-1?
3-3. It was 5-1. Okay, he took that last one. So we
Bretimus is in some trouble. Billy Harold does manage to get the charm, throws the kill over to Taco Munchers. Billy Harold does get rooted and killed there by UFOless, and now it is a 2v1. But UFOless is still pretty healthy. He's going to throw that fourth shot into Suddenly's ultimate. They are still alive. Suddenly's in some trouble. Taco Munchers being the bro of a century, taking the shot and keeping his support alive.
There we go. And this is actually what I was talking about earlier. If you get enough where you can push them out of lane with the void grubs, you can put a lot of damage on that tower and start getting some of this advantage back. Blanco taking a ton of damage. Blanco
taking huge damage. He doesn't land the hook, and he goes down because of it. Superman now has 4. I stand corrected. Rip Mental Health into 1v2. He's going to land the Darkened Blade for the third shot. Soundwave takes a huge amount of damage, but it is not enough as they take down another kill.
Oh, making plays all over the map. Bret and the rest, even though they don't have those Void Grubs, they have everything else. They have the 2 dragons and all but one of the kills on the map, and they're looking to take that first turret, unless Billy has something to say about it.
Billy Harold gets the charm, deals a bit of damage, dodges out with the ultimate, unable to land that first spike to really get the damage. And look at Superman. He's actually quite healthy. Billy Harold is going to get rooted. Bretimus dealing some damage. There's no flash available. Bretimus picks up another one.
That extra move speed that Senna gets to take from you on the auto attacks.
You're not safe here, Blanco. He gets rooted, unable to take his hook shot out, and he is killed once again in the middle lane. And Bret and the rest are doing quite a lot of work here on Summoner's Rift. UFOless takes a couple of headshots.
Also able to take the Herald, Rift Herald. That's what it's called. It is also Akshan's ability is called Heroic Swing.
Thank you.
Well, found it.
Heroic swing, unable to land. And now I think we're at the point here where Goody Two Shoes is actually outdoing what the Aatrox can deal. He has so many hit points looking to pick up that, I think it's Heartsteel, isn't it? With the 2 Giant Belts. I think that's the recipe now.
I believe that makes sense.
Well, 16 minutes in, we do have first items for a lot of our champions. UFO-less is going to be the target. Flash away from Billy Harold. Woof, but that's a lot of damage coming out of Bretimus. They locked him down with the Caitlyn trap, but the curtain call has come out. They're blocking to try and get Taco Muncher safe. It looks like a flash was burned too. Taco Muncher throws out the ace in the hole. No one dies on the bottom side, but in comes Soundwave. He gets caught on the Caitlyn trap as well. Does not get hit with the spike to get the charm, but there are 6 low health bars on the bottom side of the map right now, admin.
It was Caitlyn that burned her flash in that one, and
Taco Munchers are going to get caught again. UFO-less is coming in. Bretimus throws out the ultimate. UFO-less does pick up the kill. Turret aggro is on to Bretimus. Goes really low, but not low enough. UFO-less is going to hit Billy Harold.
Whoa.
He is not actually. In goes the charge with the Rift Herald. They take the turret and they charge it in. Void Mites are doing a little bit of work. Billy Harold doesn't have a lot of tools to do anything here on the bottom side as they take their turret again. 2 turrets plus 2 kills. Bret and the rest up 16 kills and 12,000 gold.
Billy Harold really wants to take somebody out with him.
He goes in trying to get a little bit of damage onto Bretimus. It's not enough. No damage out of the no item Evelyn at this time. And they've already tried to break the base from Bret and the rest on the bottom. Edmund, we're not even at Baron time here.
Whoa, you're right.
It's only 18 minutes in.
Yeah, also, pay no mind to the spectator bug whenever the Rift Herald runs into a tower. That is not an observer doing that. I know for a fact that is a bug. It just, for some reason, when the Rift Herald hits a tower, the camera decides I want to be over here now.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but
it's almost like the camera isn't. It's like the camera is trying to get inside the Rift Herald. That's another big bug. He ate him in the middle of the third Darking Blade. Two Shoes on a killing spree.
I'm sorry. Did you think you were going to be able to leap onto me? Nah, get at.
Wow. Nice work from the Tom Kench. The top side of Bret and the rest looking really strong here in game number 1. And the Heartsteel is secured there. Now going into the Bammy Cinder to try and get the... Oh my gosh. Sunfire. That's what it's called.
Yes.
I wasn't here last month. Forgive me, everybody. Lots of practice.
You're gone for 1 month.
One month and I'm out. Bretimus is in a really bad spot here, though, I'm pretty sure. He does move very quickly with that pass that we were talking about. Secures the kill onto Mablanco. Soundwave goes into with Billy Harold. Billy Harold dodges out. Not enough to get away from Bretimus. Now Mental Health is caught in the midst of 4. That's another set of huge kills for Bret and the rest. First shot. Second shot. Not enough to get Taco Munchers. But Bret and the rest still with the only one death 19 and a half minutes in. That's crazy that they're able to have this level of dominance in their first showing. It's looking really, really good for Bret and the rest. And, Project League has to pull out some pretty miraculous plays to get themselves back into this game. Coming up on 20 minutes, 3 Drakes over to Bret and the rest as well.
Yeah, a lot of very good plays coming out from Bret and the rest, just dominating all over the map right now. Baron has finally spawned, and they're just on it immediately.
I see no reason not to. You've got full and a half items there on all of your carries, all of your tanks, everybody in Bret and the rest. Have a way to contribute here. It's slow, granted. Until you get Brandon there, there's no way that you can try and rush the Baron. But now that they have all 5 members there, they're doing a lot of damage. There it is. Baron Nashor secured. 20 and a half minutes. Project League need to get some gold off of these turrets and off the map.
Yeah, that's But I'm trying to think of what they need to do in order to start getting this back. But what's our gold lead at? 15K. It's
a big number.
If you're gonna do anything, it's gonna have to just focus on, first off, getting a little bit of vision. You're gonna have to ward your own jungle and just trying to get some gold that you can.
Oh, suddenly is caught because Superman has the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, slowing him down with a single spell. Bretimus is doing a lot of damage here. Rip Mental Health is hit with the ultimate. The Pyrochiasm is wreaking havoc. Dawning Shadow going on some Blanco and Taco Munchers, and the burn is there. That was all triple kill for Superman in the mid lane. Ufolus versus Billy Harold. He doesn't have quite enough damage. Ufolus is unable to kill him either, but that's another victory play for Bret and the rest. Billy Harold on the bottom side, looking to he does get the charm. He doesn't have his ultimate, and he is going to get the help of Suddenly to get away. Never mind, he does get rooted with the chains. Bretimus doing huge damage there. Turret caught him. Suddenly picks up a kill. Soundwave wants to go in, but knows better than to go up onto the fountain. It is now a 5v3 in the base. Project League are running them out of the bottom side, but they lose their second inhibitor in the middle and have to answer up on the top side as Two Shoes has another wave up there on the top.
Yeah, it's time to start closing out this game. They're going back to reset and probably just siege top lane. You've got super minions in the other two lanes. No, it's Dragon next, actually. They're going to secure that soul.
Absolutely. It's once you get that, so the Cloud Soul also is really, really good for Udyr. Like, think about what Udyr does. His ultimate follows him around and he wants to get close to you. That extra movement speed is going to be insane for him.
Yeah. And Cloud Drake into just a very dominating play coming from Bret and the rest. This is exciting to see one of our new teams just come out swinging.
Absolutely. Suddenly is going to get caught here with the chains from Senna and caught with the knockup from the Abyssal Voyage. Another kill over to Bret and the rest. They do secure the Dragon Soul. Billy Harold in not so great a spot. He's caught here by Ufolus. 3 autos and 4 down to 200 health, rooted, and godlike goes Ufolus. There is a turret taken on the top side. Rip Mental Health is able to keep himself calm and up there on that objective, but now there are only 2 members of the team alive here in the base. Taco Munchers picks up his first kill. He caught underneath the turret, is killed himself. The back coming out from Rip Mental Health. I don't think even with his ultimate he can handle these 4. The second Nexus turret is going down, and that is going to be it. Game number 1. Bret and the rest win against Project League.